What's good with it? It's your boy Simon Phoenix, and this is Shots Fired. What up? What up? What up? So as usual, you know me, I'm always discussing my magic bag when I start this, right? So I'm digging in my bag, and I was like, nope, I got something I don't even need to dig in the bag for. I just need to catch him. So I'm on the phone, I'm text message, I'm doing everything you could do when you the guy trying to get the interview to catch this dude here. And finally,
I think I did answer a couple times. I didn't spin him or leave him.
I wasn't
hanging.
being spin, but I'm just gonna say it took me a minute to get to ALFIE DaGreat. He wouldn't sit his ass down somewhere so I could get to him. So finally, somebody with a hot project right now in the streets is on the show with your boy. What's good with it? What's good with it?
I appreciate you having me, bro. I'm ALFIE DaGreat for those who's listening. I represent Grand Rapids, Michigan, aka Gunroo City. I'm from Wealthy Street area, Wealthy Street neighborhood, but I rep the whole Grand Rapids as a whole. I'm still wealthy till I die. I just dropped my first album solo. I've been rapping for over 20 years, but this is my first solo venture, first solo project, first anything by myself. I was introduced to rap by studio rapping. I would say I've been rapping my whole life, but studio rapping, my cousin Tito Weekenfield, aka New Money, I Just Got It. He really started me into going to the studio, structuring songs. Like, we didn't even structure songs; we just write.
Right.
Spit until we couldn't rap no more. Like,
So you was trapped in what I like to call the MC bubble. You would go in and just blah 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 the whole time.
You know,
Gotcha.
so no type of structure, nothing. But nobody was teaching us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then over the years, I developed a penchant for having a reputation for being nice. Like, I really took my craft serious though. Like, at one time, I was really, really serious.
Okay. So let me ask you this: Is your journey in hip hop because you're addicted?
I wouldn't say I'm not gonna say I was addicted, because hip hop is my life.
Then you're addicted.
You can.
You
Well, I ain't
there.
addicted because
You're there. This is what I mean by that.
This is why I say I'm not addicted. Because if I was addicted, it'd be something I had to taste. You know what I'm saying? And then get a hold of it, and then like.
Nah, that ain't
Hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
I was born hip hop.
Yeah.
I am hip hop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I breathe this shit. The way I walk, the way I lean my hat, the way I wear my clothes, everything about me is hip hop.
Okay. So we on the same page. I was gonna say the same thing to you. We on the exact same page. That's why I say they addicted. It's people that's got it in them that it's in them. It ain't you ain't doing it because you trying to be famous. You ain't doing it for the bag. You doing it because I can't stop doing it. I love this too much to leave it alone.
See, I was born in 80.
Okay.
Hip hop was born in 70, 76, 77, depending on who you ask. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think, the first 3, 4, 5 years, even the first 10 years, it's the infancy stage, right? It's not national. I mean, the urban kids, we gravitated to it. So
Right.
I remember being like 4 or 5, hearing the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Curtis Blow. Like, nobody pushed this on me. Like, I didn't have no big brothers or nobody to say, this was the vibe. It just naturally caught me, and instantly I knew it. Like, I would hear songs and know them like the second time I would hear them.
Yeah.
As a little kid.
Yeah, rapping along.
And then my friends was like, man, you should start rapping, because like, I used to be the crew's, what'd you call it? Machine where you put the money in and shit, and you get the record out. So that was me. Like,
You was a human jukebox?
Yeah, I was a jukebox. So when they want to hear a song, they like, bro, rap this. Bro, rap that. Because, back in the day, wasn't no Bluetooth speakers and none of that. So,
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't no phones playing your music, none of that.
So and that's how I started rapping. My guy, brother Mark Walker, was like, bro, you know everybody's shit, bro. You might as well just start rapping.
Okay. So what was your first studio experience?
Man, I never forget this. I was lucky enough to be in the studio at DDK Studios. If y'all from Grand Rapids and y'all go back long enough to know, DDK was on Michigan, right? My first session, Cy Scott and Manchild coached me through my first ever session. Like,
you had good coaches.
I was the luckiest dude in Grand Rapids. Like, the legends, and they thought my verse was fire. You know how you sitting around the lab and you working on your joint or whatever. And so they like, bro, And you know they ain't gassing you because these dudes nice. Like, they don't got to say nothing to you.
Right, right.
So I never been in a booth, and then DDK was really the real deal. So you go in there, you got space inside the booth, you know, get comfortable. And they told Charlie Wayne and KP, like, turn the lights down. You know what I'm saying? Got me in there. They standing side by one on each side of me. And they coached me on how to get my shit off.
Yeah, they put you in the, they try to put you in the pocket. They try to put you in the pocket. Yeah.
They bro stamp me. And to this day, like, I talk to Side Sky every once in a blue moon. I hit him in his inbox just to reach out. And I don't even know if he remember that he helped me with that, or am I the kid he helped back then with that?
Right.
Like, man child though, like man child always been with me every step of the way. Like,
well, yeah, you know, that's my guy. That's another guy I got a trap in a chair.
What?
To conversate with.
If he listened to this or if he hear this, I'm still waiting for my verse.
Oh man, look, I second that. That's all I'm gonna say. I second that.
Man, I need my verse.
Man,
legendary. He came out to my
Legendary.
video I shot Sunday, so I ain't gonna break him like that. But
that's my man's. So what drew me to you, right, is that I'm one of them rappers who, during my time of doing it, I always like stayed to the background. I always knew the pillars because I came up with all of them. So Shadow, Man Child, guys like that, I was always around. And I was kind of like the background guy. Jumped on everybody's projects when I had a chance to. And I was the first dude to really be able to go out the city doing hip hop because I was in the Marines at the time. So I was getting their music and playing it. I had a radio show, so I would play their music and I would play my singles at the time, mixed with the other stuff and be doing shows. So I was repping on the other side of the world. But that love for Gun Rule that I hear in your voice and the want to represent, is it based in that love of the city, or is it based in that love of a lot of rappers have the idea or the thought of being the king of where they're from?
Well, with me, it definitely would have to be the love for the city, because I don't want to be. I'm the king of my castle,
right?
Which is my immediate environment, my family. I don't want to be the king of Grand Rapids.
Okay. You know okay.
I love my city. Like, I'm a kid. My story is interesting. I moved away from home when I moved away from here when I was 10, 11 years old. I moved to Muskegon.
Okay.
We lived in Muskegon for like 4 or 5 years. We lived in the Heights.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. What part of Muskegon? So the Heights? Okay.
We parked down. East Park, what's up? You know what I'm saying? We represent the Heights all day. South Side, West Side, what up? So I moved to Muskegon, and Muskegon showed me, and the Heights taught me about pride. Like, when I say pride, like community pride. I remember going to, like, that was my first taste of real high school basketball, going to the games and walking in and seeing a sea, literally a sea of orange and black.
Okay.
I'm talking about just like literally everything you could see was orange and black.
Right.
Took a pass. I don't care if it was a track and field meet, football game, basketball game. The city came out.
Yeah.
And they was proud to be from the Heights. They was proud to rep their shit.
Yeah.
But I'm an outsider, but some is bringing me, accepting me, some is not. But then I started moving around. I left Muskegon, came back home for like maybe a year, and then I left again, moved to Atlanta.
Okay. Now, what part of Atlanta was you in?
I was in College Park.
Okay.
I live right. I literally live, like a lot of people say when they live in Georgia, oh, I live in Atlanta. No, I lived in Atlanta. I lived in College Park. I lived in Princeton Projects, right across the College Park train station is there, and then you cross Main Street, and there's some projects right behind there.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
right
about.
there.
I stayed in Stone Mountain when I lived in Atlanta.
My uncle stayed in Stone Mountain. I used to be in, man, shout out to the West End. I used to be in the West End all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I used to be on the MARTA all over that place.
Oh, yeah.
So in travel, I lived in I also lived in San Diego in 2010. You know what I'm saying? I went to school in Tennessee in 96, 97. So I'm well traveled, but I always been Grand Rapids.
Right.
Even without, when you're young, you don't know.
Like, you not know you repping, but you repping.
Or you don't know, like, your city make you behave a certain way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was more, what I discovered was I was more city-fied in my thinking, even at a young age, than most cats. Like, when I used to go places, I used to always be the brains of some shit. Like,
I think Grand Rapids has a unique build of individuals. And what I mean by that is, like, the influence of hip-hop, having third and fourth generation parents, a lot of us, and the ability to be the first generation to kind of see and hear what's going on in other areas musically, we kind of grew up with that New York mentality of hustle, but with that Southern understanding of love, family, and respect.
I think that's what that is I wouldn't say, when we say New York, let's don't say New York. Let's say East Coast.
Yeah,
mentality.
yeah. There you go. That's a better one.
So we got to think. We live in Michigan. Back in our era, radio was big.
Yeah.
And then underground, you know about the underground tapes, the college radio shows.
The college radio shows, the mixtapes, the whole.
So even back then, like people say, well, the mixtape surge. And, well, yeah, 50 of them had mixtapes, but back when we was shorties, that's how all hip-hop was distributed.
Well, yeah, anybody that was on a local level was being pushed through the real mixtape circuit.
Even New York artists.
Everywhere,
you know what I'm saying?
everywhere.
So even at a young age, like I said, 82, 83, 84, we used to have Grand Rapids for some reason. We used to have all that.
Well, we had a lot of DJs that slid through here, and then and a lot of our DJs, shout out to Quasar, wasn't from here, so they were still receiving their packs. Quasar. That was my man. Shout out, that's my man. Yep. And a lot of our DJs were really good. Brown Hornet, cats like that were really good of having their ear to the street, so they were still getting their packs in. Like I had DJ Ill One on the show. They were still knowing all the spots to go and get these mix CDs. And then they were just distributing them to dudes like us because we were part of that circle. We were all feeding each other.
And then the MCs, because when you thinking, the MCs is the one that's really telling people like, oh, my man coming, he hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The next up or whatever. Or they hear a nice joint. You ain't got to be your man. So you hear a nice joint like, oh, this kid is up next. And that's how it used to be. But back to your question, like, I got a love for Grand Rapids, though. Like, I want Grand Rapids as a whole. I want my city to shine. It doesn't necessarily have to be me.
I feel the same way.
You know, and I don't. My goal isn't for me to shine. And when I say that, I want success. I want accolades, but it doesn't have to be as far as me being the front runner.
Right. You're perfectly fine with being the guy that says, yeah, it popped. It popped in Grand Rapids, so-and-so blew up, and then some of that wave came to me, and I accepted it, and I had a good time. I'm not bitter because he got to be the man.
Or if something was to happen where it did get to that level, and people say, not even financially, would just shout me out like, well, shout out to Big Bro. I want to be the Clarence Avon of Grand Rapids. I'm not even going to front. I watched The Black Godfather. I want to be the Clarence Avon of Grand Rapids.
That's deep. That's really deep. I can respect that. I can really respect that. Okay, so getting into the new project, right? For me, I kind of like your rollout. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of times I see how new artists and how they bring out their project, what they're going to do, how they're doing it. And when I seen how your project came out, I was really intrigued because I have been watching you through hip hop groups, right? That we're in a bunch of hip hop groups on Facebook together, and we share a lot of mutual friends. So the conversations that we would have, I was always like, okay, I heard a little bit of your music, but I ain't heard enough to like put a stamp on it. But I know dudes that are telling me that I highly respect, I put the stamp on it. So, you know, for me, that weighs more than my personal stamp because they know my quality. They know who I'm listening to. They know what I'm banging in my car, right? So cats kept being like, nah, man, bro, good. So finally, you drop something I can listen to on my own at the house, and now I don't have to talk to you to get it because we so old. I'm used to having to chase a cat down to get the project. You know what I'm saying? That kind of grind because of how the local scene is structured. Mm-hmm. But I get the joint, and first joint I get to really sink my teeth in is Dirt Nap. Dude, when I say I was at the crib smiling, my brother walks past my room. He looks and he's like, "What? Why you look like that?" I like, "Bro, you gotta hear this." Put the headphones on, start the song over. He like, "Oh, that's nice." He was like, wait. Who this? Where they from? I said, they from here. He said, "Wait, what?" He was like, "Hey, you listen to that on Spotify?" I said, "Yeah." He was like, yeah, shoot that to me right now. And I started laughing because I was like, bro, if we'd have had this, no record labels, no dealing with stupid, none of that. Man. I could just put my music in the universe and say, yo, I'm done with my project. listen, if you like it, there's ways to feed me. If not, cool, we'll go back to no harm, no foul. We go back to the drawing board. So that song really it reconfirmed my love of local rap. That wasn't dudes that I was personally in the booth with.
Man, and then the way I made that song was crazy though. Like, I was in shout out to Matthew Cross. I was in Matt's studio. Me, Donnie, man, child, a few of us, we just sitting around shooting the shit.
Okay.
They playing beats. So that beat, that Dirt Nap beat come on.
Okay.
So I just get to rapping. Like, I got rhymes in my phone. Like, right now I can whip out my phone. I got rhymes. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
So I can rap my rhymes. Like, I can go through all my rhymes to like any beat.
Cause you gotta set personal pace, and you can switch it up.
Yeah, I can switch it because I know most of my shit. Like, I just use my paper or my pages for checkpoints if I forget a word here or there. You know what I'm saying? So I pretty much know my rhymes. So it come on, I'm like, oh, I get the rapping. It was Donnie's beat. It was made for Donnie. He said, cuz I had this beat for years and couldn't touch it. You can have it. I killed it.
Bro, those be the best situations, I think.
I didn't even have a hook for that. Look, I laid the 2 verses, right?
Okay.
So I laid the first verse. I'm like, man, this shit is fire. So I'm like, all right, we're just gonna do the second verse, and I come up with a hook, or I never worry about the hook. I'm not a hook man either.
Right. But I think, or my opinion is, a lot of rappers who in their heart of hearts think they're MCs or believe they're MCs will say, I'm always worried about the rhyme. I'm never worried about the hook. It seems like that's the common thread.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck it. I just had a good energy about it. I'm like, all right, boom. So I say, I do it. I'm sitting there, I blow an L. And the hook just, like, literally the whole hook just came to me, like in a melody. Like, I'm like, and it just came out. I go in there, lay it, and it just sounded great. So I played it on SoundCloud for a little second, but I'm not active on SoundCloud. I don't know how SoundCloud works. So a couple people heard it. So I always had that song on my phone, right? And the people you talking about, the mutual friends, shout out to Cuzzo Ivy, because that's one of my brothers that really, 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 like, he pushed me to put this shit out. Like,
oh, that made it worse, because we have had mad conversations about music and we don't agree on everything, and that's what makes it funny, because he was like, nah, bro, nice. Yeah. I said, okay. He said, when the single come, I'm gonna send it to you, cuz. I said, all right, when you send it to me, I guarantee you I will sit down and listen to it, because I like bro energy. I've heard stuff, but I ain't heard nothing that I could really like listen to. I heard him in a car with somebody else, and when they pointed it out, we was getting out about to do another movie. I wanted to hear more, you know what I'm saying? It was that situation. So I was like, Manchild gave me the stamp already, so I want to hear, because that's my brother like that. So he go, yeah, man. When it dropped, like I said, I got to really just listen to it over and over, and I was like, oh my God. So normally I don't play music, but because I had the artist here and I've had people request that to be like, at least give us a little taste sample, give us a little.
We're doing some justice and give them the first version, a little bit of the hook, and then
there we go. So I got the single queued up. We're gonna go from there.
Bro, G, I see you. What up, sis? What up, Lori?
I was going live on Facebook in my ad-libs.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What it do? Mad behind the boards. Nigga bowling back there. You know, he who he knew.
Let these balls ring out, these rappers not in my section. Never had shit, so I ain't never been a flexin'. Never had an old school, never had a Lexus. No scars on my face, but I rap a lot Texas. This a family affair, and you ain't on the guest list with your head decapitated. Ain't no need for a necklace. I smoke a little weed, but I'm never drunk or reckless. Good in my own skin, they looking for acceptance. On the flip side, I hope the streets can accept this. Niggas in the booth reppin' the city all reckless. My soul scarred from years of hard living. Easter Sunday in the booth, bear witness to God risen. It's time I hold court, take law in my own hand. 9 to 5 was slowing up, time to get it with them grams. Posted on the corners, we was living off the land. No cell phones back then, we did it hand to hand.
Give me the work, I bring the cash back. Commas and digits, I'm here to add that. Drama and hoes, now y'all can have that. Sleeping on me, they get a dirt nap. Give me the work, I bring the cash back. Commas and digits, I'm here to add that. Drama and hoes, now y'all can have that. Sleeping on me, they get a
They
dirt
took some
nap.
powder in the huddle.
Bro. All right. I'm done. Look, I'm done rubbing. I'm done. Look, as my dad used to tell me, I'm done patting you on the head, tell you how good you is. But I've truly enjoyed that.
Gratitude. You only as great as what your counterparts and the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm dope or if I'm great or nice or whatever, like I make this post a lot. I didn't have to look outside my backyard for heroes or inspiration. Like you said, Man Child, the Moon Camp Clique, Nappy Head Assassins, Sid Swift. These the guys I talk to still to this day. That I used to be in the garage watching Moon Camp practice and perform. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's because you was part of the circle. This is what I mean, right? So everybody you named is my peer group. So for me as an artist, I always was pissed off about the fact that I watched this many people be dope. This many people be outside of the universal box of that sound like trash, because I had these guys early projects and was playing them overseas for people in parties, and they was bobbing their head and in love with it. That I was taking it around with me everywhere I went and playing this music, and people was like, y'all nice. Y'all sound like the Woo or some shit. Why y'all not out here blowing up? And I'd be like, don't nobody want to fuck with us because we too much in the game. We know too much. We smarter than the artists they getting assigned. We coming to the table talking about points.
it was too intellectual.
And so we not representing sex, drugs, and violence in the way that they want sex, drugs, and violence to be represented. It's there, but we're not doing it in the fashion that the world will say.
It wasn't promoting it. If it was spoke about, it was because it was what was saw. It was a description of what we were seeing, or experiencing.
Right. It was definitely used in more of a manner of a learning situation, even when you explain it. It's just like how you say in the hook. You know what I'm saying? The Droppin and hoes, y'all can keep that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the average rapper is doing the opposite. Bring me the drama and hoes. You know, bring me the clown behavior. Let it sit on my doorstep. And then they mad when they catch their cases, look crazy the whole night.
It's crazy because, like, I was agreeing with Jim Jones when he made this. For a quick second, I was agreeing with Jim Jones when he made this statement that being a rapper is the most dangerous job in America, right? Mm-hmm. For a second, I agreed with him. And then Fab seconded that not too long ago. He just said the same thing. But then I thought about it. The King Von situation, the Mo 3 kid, all these kids that's getting killed, right? And we say, well, rap a dangerous job. It's not the rap that's dangerous. It's what we promoting.
That's dangerous.
That's dangerous. Y'all going to sign cats that y'all know is officially street gangbangers like these. And we not talking about no local neighborhood gang. We talking about nationally syndicated big organizations. Y'all sign Von knowing that he get down like that. Then y'all send him to a spot where his rivals would be, and he, like, it don't make no sense. So the people that's calling the shots is promoting this type of shit.
Exactly. I preach that all the time. Even before the show, we was having a conversation about how you're represented, no matter what the thing is. How you are representing is how life is going to treat you most of the time, right? And so you can't be a rapper and say, I'm rapping, I'm talking shit about someone who can actually touch me, I'm then going to go to their spot and think I won't be touched.
Or I'm going to go live and drop my location and say, you know, pull it down on me. It's what I want all the smoke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not.
I always say to people, when you do clown shit.
Oh, you play stupid game, you win stupid prizes.
There you go. All the time. So I can't really ever promote that dumb shit. Like, to me, rap's not dangerous. And the reason I know rap's not dangerous is because a person like LL can move everywhere. Everywhere. Loved everywhere. So I know that you can do good music, be respected by your peers, and not get shot at.
Flat out.
You know?
Or because just be you.
Yeah, but think about it. One of the people that co-signed that has no beef with anybody. Nobody wants to touch Fab. You know what I'm saying? And if it is, it's something that the general public would never know about.
Yeah, nobody messing with him.
And it's not because of his boss status or anything. It's all based on the fact that Fab as a guy doesn't give you the energy to make you feel like, niggas, let's go wild out. Let's go treat Fab bogus. Let's go rob him.
You ain't pressing him like that. He ain't got that like that energy.
He ain't got that energy. And it really comes a lot of times with cats having that energy and putting themselves in bad situations.
I believe in universal energy. So I believe whatever you promote or whatever you pump, it's gonna come back to you. Whatever you're giving out is coming back. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come back to you. And I'm a firm believer in that.
So I'm with you on all of that. So you dropped the first single, then you came back and you dropped another single.
Actually, I dropped 2 of them the same day.
Okay, so I seen one day.
Yeah, if you look,
if I look on the date sheet,
cause it was crazy because I dropped Dirt Nap, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I mean, you as an MC, you always feel like when you went and did some work, like it's nice. I don't ever want to feel like my joint trash. You know, some joints I know I got to go back and work on or whatever, but I never want to feel like a joint is trash.
right?
So I don't want to toot my own horn or whatever. So I say, all right, I got a couple brothers like, I let some of my people here. They're like, man, this joint hitting. And no disrespect, but I know a lot of times people will tell you, oh, it's slapping, just to get you out their face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, man.
So I'm like, all right, bet. So Markel Speedy, shout out to Speedy. I'm a people's person, so I don't have a problem with like reaching out to people, even if I don't know you.
Yes.
Like if I hear a joint, like I love music, so if I hear your joint and I like it, I message you like, yo, dude, this shit fire. And I like to do that around the city because I like to promote that type of shit. So, you know, I'm having cats checking out their joints. So Speedy tell me how to get my music out. I don't know at the time how to get my music on all platforms. I'm seeing cats do it, but nobody sharing the information on how they doing it. They just saying, oh, it's easy, bro, and that's it. I'm not really getting no details.
You ain't getting no class. You ain't getting no classes.
So Speedy just hit me like, bro, I'm about to send you these links. Do your publishing, do this, and you ready to roll. I do what he tell me to do. I drop Dirt Nap. The response was it felt good. So I'm like, all right. Because at my age, I'm like, man, I'm too old to be rapping.
Yeah.
I'm 40 years old. We're going to keep it a bean. I'm 40. I'll be 41 in February. I shook the whole city up.
I don't think there's no age to intelligence.
Well, no, talent don't have no age, no expiration date. I always say this. But unconsciously, when you listen, we all understand hip-hop is a young man's game to a certain extent. But then I also have to understand the era I was born in. I've went with that generation. That generation still is hungry and still thrives and thirsts for that type of flavor that I provide.
I think you provide good hip hop. And I'm going to say this, and I've been saying this for a minute, that music has no age, period. It just don't. So there's no way for you to tell me that respectfully hip hop is a young man's game. Is not what it is that hip hop is always evolving with whatever the youth is doing.
Exactly.
But greatness is greatness. We it's like watching basketball. The game of basketball is still basketball. Even if you say, oh man, they play lighter, they play softer now. Okay, but if you looking at the game from a realistic point, are they still shooting jump shots?
Said it's still the same.
Are they still crossing people over?
Yeah,
all those things they haven't changed. Same thing with hip hop. It does not change. So if you are lyrically great, if you are picking beats that make people heads bob, that's what the fuck they're going to do, point blank, period. Because it's music. Word. If the Rolling Stones can get out there and we feel like they're old as dirt and they pack a stadium and rock out for 2 hours, then anybody in music can do whatever they want to do.
I hear Nas say that all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't telling Billy Joel and them they can't sing or not to sing because they was too old.
No.
Kids still paint their face with all that makeup and still do shows.
Pack stadiums.
Like I heard L Lover talking about that on his station. Like hip hop cats, like the legends should be like on Vegas, on the strips, really doing sets. Like, why not?
Yes. There was a tour going around. It was like Big Daddy Kane.
I remember.
It was like Big Daddy Kane, I want to say like Kid and Play and somebody else. It was like an old school tour going on.
That was the summer right right before the COVID hit. When
Right. And they were going around. They was talking about how much they were packing shows. And I made the statement that hip hop as a thing will always have people that will go and see the top level acts, no matter how old they are, because that part of partying in you will always exist. And now those people are touching on time stones. So we knew where we was when we was listening to that song. And that's even more powerful than just the music.
Like what Rakim said, he said certain songs he hear, he can smell his mom chicken frying in the kitchen from the song he hearing.
Yeah, bro.
Because it does it. A song will take you to a place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Take you to a place.
It's like a time machine a lot of times.
It
so
is.
I definitely can get all the way behind that. Now this is why I thought the project was interesting. Back to your project. So you drop the vintage shit. You drop the vintage premiere, right? You drop it. It's a project of its own, but you are already slick enough to give cats 3 singles before it happens. So what I mean by that is, like, normally when people give you more songs to an album, what you get is their lead singles, let's say, and then what they think might be their follow-up single, and then they'll give you the project. But you, on the other hand, give us some music, and really, you like, I'm only got one song that's going to be on there because everything else is new. I just wanted to see what y'all was going to do. And I was like, ooh, that's really smooth. That's a nice way to give cats 7 songs, but you didn't really give them 7 songs. So I was really impressed with that as a power move. That's why I told you your rollout was really impressive.
I just think I took it back to what we grew up on. Like, you hit them with the single,
right?
Where Jay-Z said, then you drop the maxi single, charge them 2 for $5,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So like, man, my girl, she just walked in. So my girl, like, she thought I was moving too fast. She's like, slow down, let the little single get some buzz. But I'm thinking now, their attention span too short.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The attention span is too short. So then I hit them with them, and then the reception was like, boom. So I let them marinate for a minute. So I said, I'm going to upload my album and submit it to see how many songs will get accepted, because you know how that go.
Right.
So surprisingly, all of them but one came back. You know what I'm saying? So all of it got clear. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, should I drop? That's the question.
And apparently it was yes.
So what I did was, once I submitted it and I got it accepted, I started to send it to the local rappers that I feel is impressive, that would give me an honest review of my shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some DJs, Kamal Williams, shout out to Kamal. Like, Kamal was like one of the first people I hit with it.
Well, he passed it to me instantly.
Yeah, and when Kamal stamped it, right? No lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all on this one, right? I'm sending it out to people, right? But I ain't getting no response back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think I was too eager for a response. I'm gonna say this. I was too eager for a response. I'm waiting for like shit, send it to you. My joint only 36 minutes long. I know exactly how long it is, right? So I'm like, you got 36 minutes here. So I'm expecting it to be like, boom.
Right back.
And make a post or hit me back like, yeah, your joint hot. Kamal, he tells me this, right? He tells me like, bro, you might have raised the bar for what Grand Rapids hip hop sound like again. Like, you might have just did it. He said, like, this is nice. But he tell it to me in my inbox, so he don't make the post or whatever. So then when it drops, everybody I sent it to, when it drops, now they all got the drop on it because they've been listening to it already.
Mm-hmm.
So now it was like, boom, when I drop it, they already instantly making their post like, oh, it's fire, classic. So now I understood how it worked.
Yeah. That we all see, what you missed is that all of us who have been standing behind the scenes have all been taking a master class in understanding hip hop, understanding promotion, understanding how this moves now. So when our friends do shit, we know exactly how to come in and help with the push.
Yep.
And that's why I said your rollout was so impressive, because what it looked like on the outside, it looked like this. Single drop. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, he doing this. You gave me another one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's banging. Mm-hmm.
And I hit him with some gritty, because what I did was on the backside, when I came back with the two singles, I gave it like, I felt like the eye for an eye was more a little bit gritty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what they asked for to me was just that feel good vibe. Like when you hear, I just shot a video to that. So that video will be dropping on Christmas. What they asked for, the video is done. So it'll be coming on Christmas. And I just felt like what they asked for was that good vibe. That was my version of the feel, not the lyrics per se or the content, but the feel was my version of Sid Swift's Summertime song.
Okay, that's
like
a good.
The heat is on.
Yeah,
White beaters and Adidas on. Let me check for who the man and Coolie Brad and Fat.
Look, see,
he go nutty on that.
Man, shout out to my guy.
Man, shout out to Swift.
Shout out to my guy. I could probably sit here for hours and hours and hours and hours talking about how great things sound sonically that never got the world's attention. But I got to get back to this role. I got to get back to breaking it down for people who don't know. So you hit us with these 2 singles, and I'm like, okay, I see, bro. So Kamal hit me. He like, bro, it's done. I got a snippet. I said, okay. He let me hear a little bit on the phone. We chit-chatting. He like, what you think? I'm like, bro, I gave him my stamp of approval with Dirt Nap. So anything else he do now, I'm just a fan. I said, you know how I am. Once I'm a fan, I'm a fan. I'll ride.
Until you do some dumb shit.
Yeah, till you do something dumb, I'm rocking with you, bro. I'm all in. So then the project dropped. I banged the project. I got everybody in my house bobbing their head to it. They're like, who the hell is this? I'm like, look here. I'm trying to tell y'all. Been telling y'all for a minute, these dudes out here is trying to come. It's a generation of dudes
got some grease, man.
That's coming, and it's gonna be, and y'all gonna be mad because they old. It's gonna be so many old cats come and kick the door on y'all. Y'all gonna be irritated.
And not that, like, to be honest, shout out to my OGs, but the young bulls, the one that made me do the project, like, and when I say made me, like, they encouraged me, like they really like listened to my joints. It was like Kendall Huff, Raydale Shemaine, like the young bulls, Prime, they telling me like, bro, this is hot.
Cause you hot.
But you know, sometimes you need that reassurance sometimes. You know, so we always our worst enemy. And my thing was, I knew certain people would like it because we love hip hop, right? That was my thing. I wanted to see with the younger generation what they do or how would they respond to it. Cause a lot of times, you know, we hear all the time, you old niggas hate. So naturally, I'm thinking they're going to be like, ain't nobody trying to hear this nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think that the great thing about Grand Rapids is that, at least our hip hop scene, is that there's a lot of us who show them all the love they could get, that they're getting so much free game that we weren't given. They're getting so many people to reach out and say, you know what, bro, I see you trying to do what you do. Do this, this, and this. This will help you. I've been there.
Look, within the last month, I'm going to be honest with you. I think I was naive for how big Grand Rapids hip-hop scene is. I don't even think most local artists that live here understand how many people or artists is under Grand Rapids or Gun Rule's umbrella, like that live all across the country that still actively get down.
Bro, it's something different about our MCs. That's why we trying to get cats to understand. When you put a post up, I want to say this was probably maybe like a month ago. You put a post up and you was talking about we all should get together and do something as a project and get it out there. You was like, it's way too many dope MCs. We need all the old heads, all the young cats. We need a real good project, about 10 songs, 12 songs deep. And I jumped on the post and said, I agree. I will help in any shape, form, or fashion. I want parts. And you said, there we go. That's the start. And Kamal said something to the same extent. Mm-hmm. And for me, I've always believed that. Like, that's one of my dreams, is to be able to take that concept of Gun Rule's finest and go grab all the legendary guys. And shout out to DJ Blaze that do something like that is what I want to see done.
Shout out to Blaze. Hey, Blaze, you better spin me or I'm tearing all your stuff up when I see you in the club next time, bro. Nah, Blaze always show love.
Oh, man. So, where else do I want to go and what else do I want to talk about? Now, I guess the next real question is, what's next? We know you got a video. We know that you're getting ready to drop that on Christmas. Little gift for us.
So we got the what they asked for video dropping on Christmas. And then I'm thinking I'll probably do another video or two off my album.
Okay.
Me and Pete, we already like 4 or 5 songs deep already on the new one already.
Good.
I'm probably just gonna call it Venture Premiere 2, the VP2 probably.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure. But right now, my main focus now is I got a big surprise. I'll call you back and let you know when I want to announce it. So I'll announce it on the show. But I got a big surprise for 2021.
Okay.
Big surprise. Like,
Okay. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear because after the show improved, right? To be a person who has known about you now to really get to understand you as an artist and to see you step up into the light where I think you belong and you should be, I'm more curious to see what happens when the greater world gets a taste. Because to me, I think the resurgence of boom bap, as my man calls it, hip hop, is coming. And I think the reason it's coming is you got a Busta Rhymes album that really represented that. You have Buffalo, a place that's very similar to Grand Rapids, having a kick in the door moment with artists that's in our range,
and it's been doing it for the same amount of time.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We've been doing, yeah,
same
right.
thing. That they're everything about Grand Rapids is Buffalo in a lot of ways.
Yep.
And that to me makes me look at you and say, so you about to be Benny the Butcher?
Yep. I'm about to be Butcher, and then I mean, like I could, man, I need to go on my Facebook. Like, man, we got Quan Reynolds. Like, man, I got so many cats. Like, I just feel like, man, I could take Grand Rapids cats and go anywhere. And I've lived all across the country. I've heard everything.
Right.
And I'm not saying everything, but I've heard
what the best the world has to offer.
Yeah,
Let's say that.
We can go with anybody.
I've always agreed to that. Here's what I'm gonna say to you. If all of Grand Rapids talent that has come out of this city all showed up in a building with mics and equipment ready to record, and we got a chance to just do Grand Rapids based people and drop a major project on the world, I guarantee it will go double platinum, because people forget that you have artists like everybody in the DeBarge family, that you have legendary people that's the snuck up out of here that people don't know about. And you add the amount of rappers that are at the house sitting on fire, you got a problem. Yeah. You got a problem. I don't think the world would really be ready for the smoke we ready to bring.
This is my theory about Grand Rapids, right? We've had a president, arguably the greatest fighter ever, professional football players, professional basketball players. Devin Booker is one of only 6 players to ever score over 70 points in a game. He a Grand Rapids kid.
Yes. Right? Yes.
We've been in every realm on a high level, except for hip hop. Like when I say no disrespect to Willie, no disrespect.
Okay, because I was gonna
disrespect to Lod, no disrespect to Willie. What I'm saying is, yeah, they made it to a certain level, but I wouldn't say they were like, they didn't make that A-list.
They didn't break the glass.
Yeah, they didn't break. They got to the ceiling, but they didn't break through.
Exactly.
You know, and no disrespect to them, salute to them, and they doing big things in the cities. No knock to them, but we haven't had that solidified star.
Yeah, we haven't had somebody.
Grand Rapids needs a star.
Yes, I think we've missed some opportunities to do it. I think there's some artists that, because of time, when they came out, what they were doing and what the world wanted from them wasn't,
and who they was affiliated with.
Yeah, messed up for some artists. And so I think now, because of how things have changed, and what I really mean by that is the playing field has been evened out. Mm-hmm. With the ability to stream directly into a person's hand, the game changed.
It did, because that was my biggest hiccup. I've been on my cousin Tito. He had Live on the 616. Can I Live? He's had multiple albums. I've been on all his albums. My biggest hiccup, I've been on SCU. I featured on SCU, one of their mixtapes.
Okay.
I've been on I did joints with Shadow.
All right, this I know.
Man Child. I mean, I did a lot of work. So my problem was my finances. I never had enough money to go in and say, okay, I want to do a project. I'm gonna go in. Boom. Okay, I might can get to the studio, but now it's gonna cost me X amount of dollars to press this up.
You preaching to the choir.
You know what I'm saying? You know that. So
yeah.
I had never had the opportunity. So over the years, though, I still get that itch. You go in the booth and knock something down.
Mm-hmm. You have to you have to satisfy the MC inside of you. So you either wind up going to the booth to record, or you'll hear about a local show. Somebody knows you and be like, bro, I need you to come, bro. You got flame.
That's how I started getting my buzz back, like my itch. I think it was Fred the guy's son, Davies, that really gave me a little spark back. Like, man, okay, this is refreshing to hear this.
Rappers rapping again?
Yeah, this boy rapping. Davies, Hate Me Now, really just. Oh, Hate Me Now mixtape was phenomenal. I'm like, and then I heard all the heavy hitters he had on it. I'm like,
yeah. He got the super stamp of approval.
Yeah, when he got the Nas joint. So, so I'm like, boom. So I got a little itch, and then Omar had a show in Easttown at Billy's.
Yeah,
I go watch Onum rock out. I'm like, boom. Then I see Dre Barnes and J Rob, they killing shit. I'm like, oh.
And then the spark.
But I'm still a fan. Like, I'm a fan, but these my brothers too. Like, I'm like, they killing shit. But these same brothers got the ultimate and the utmost respect for what I do and what I bring to the game too. They know what I do, but a lot of regular people that's not inside of what we do, they don't know I'm nice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know I fuck them up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just had to really get that off my chest. I had to really get that monkey off my back. Like, here you go. This me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly where you are, and without me opening the door too much for what I have going on secretly, I'm gonna say I totally agree. I know where you are because I know what it's like to be broke, have the skill set, have a foundation of people that will help you do a certain amount of stuff, but not have the finances to push it to the next level, to do all the other stuff. And I always complain to my crew about, if I could have got y'all to follow me when I needed the super support, because the regular friendship support was there, but the super support wasn't there. And that comes with finances and hustling and running around and all those things that as an artist, you know, you can't do, or you'll burn yourself out trying to do it all.
Even my video, we shot my video Sunday, me and Speedy. A few family members, that's something simple. But just that morning, just getting up, running around, trying to make sure the stuff was ready for that was like, it was exhausting.
Exactly.
I mean, it was fun. Don't get it twisted. It was fun the whole time. But like that night when I got done,
you was burnt.
I was burnt.
I already know. And so that hunger that a lot of artists have that are on that level of, you're ready to make the next step. You have enough things to make the next step, but the finances stopped you. Technology has finally came to the rescue and said, you know what? You don't got to do that no more, bro. You ain't got to press up them CDs no more. Drop the project. It's all digital. These cats going to listen to you because you in their hand.
In their hand. Like, and I tell people all the time, like, and no disrespect, like, I'm going to press up a few hard copies. I got a few fans that like really want physical copies.
Yeah, they want to put it in their collections.
And I'm going to autograph them and all that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm telling, that's my message to everybody. I don't care if you a singer, whatever you do, you don't have to wait for nobody no more.
No.
Distro Kid, United Masters. There's so many outlets that will put you out there where you need to be.
Yeah.
So this is my message to anybody, especially the Grand Rapids kids. If you a kid from Grand Rapids, no more waiting.
Go get it.
If you need help, anything that I know, anything that Simon knows, anything that anybody I know or we know that knows it, we gonna get you that information, bro or sister. Yeah. Let's go. Grand Rapids, Gun Rule United for 2021. When y'all make a post, whether it's your business, whatever it is, I need everybody from Grand Rapids to hashtag Gun Rule United on every post from here on out.
Okay. I'm going to have you send that to me to remind me, and I'm going to go with you. I'm going to follow behind that, because I believe that unified as a city, we can make a huge power move to bring the respect that everyone knows that we deserve to the table.
Most definitely.
So now,
I mean, because if you want to break the acronym down to what Gun Rule stands for,
you about to give it to them?
It's grimy underground niggas representing unity. If there's no you in Gun Rule, we can't be the gun or the rule. There's no Gun Rule.
It's gone.
So we have to be unified.
And that really means that y'all have to stand behind each other when they do something. And for me, that was the basis of this show. I say that all the time. The basis of me coming up with a podcast was because I always wanted to do this part of the game. As a person who was an artist himself, I was like, man,
He is an artist.
yeah, I am an artist. Okay.
But it's crazy because we was gonna do this interview long before a project was out though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we was supposed to-
the way we think and the way we talk, like most of the time we on the same accord, but even when we ain't, me and you can have dialogue.
You are a person that can have the real version of what people call a conversation. I can talk to you. You may not agree, but you can see my point and you can reference that within our conversation. So it becomes what it's supposed to be, a moment to build. That's why I like messing with you, because you allow me to build. Now, for me, that's why this whole thing was set up. I went out and spent all this money and chased down a machine where I could, if I had to pop up at somebody's house, like I'm live at your spot.
I think this raw too. I think this
that's what it is. I come with enough equipment that, bro, we can sit down, we can chop it up. It's going to sound good. People are going to enjoy us. And the point of it is that you get a chance to shoot your shot. You got a business, you want to talk about that, shoot your shot. You an artist, you want people to know you got a project out, shoot your shot. That's the point. And
No more waiting.
No more waiting. And you don't have, and we don't have to deal with anybody else. I gave you a platform now so that you can go somewhere and deal with somebody and say, this is who I am. Then we turn around. You got major people in the world that said, open the door and say, you don't got to have a major record deal any longer.
Nope.
Put your music on Spotify. Put your music on iHeartRadio. Put your music all these places. They're going to pay you.
and
Go get it.
I would recommend to any business person, anybody that's an entrepreneur, only the serious ones. You gotta get. I'm gonna tell y'all about an app that's popping right now. That's gonna be crazy in the next 2 years.
Okay.
Clubhouse.
I heard that.
Clubhouse is crazy.
I heard that because I heard it was audio only, and I heard that it was that they were having stars on it right now in this beta form.
Well, because the beta, what it is like what they did was smart. They went back to the old school chat room form, but with the audio. Remember how we used to chat in the chat rooms?
Right.
So now it just got your profile picture, right?
Okay.
But then your audio, and then the mediator can mute everybody in the room and let one person talk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's dope. So like, it's by invite only. So you can only get in this by invite. So somebody that's a member can only invite you. So
Gotcha.
you can't just download the app and be like, I'm in.
Got you.
The catch to it is the mediators that created this, they watch the activity. So if you start, your reputation in the room start getting bad, they would kick you out.
And then you can't get back in.
No, you can't get back in. But not only are you getting kicked out, if I invited you, they're kicking me out too.
Oh,
You brung this energy to us.
got you. So that makes you not only accountable for yourself, but now you're accountable for your people.
For the people you bring, and it also keeps the exclusiveness, because this is the great networking pool. Like, it's A&Rs in there. I mean, any business, cryptocurrency, anything you possibly think you want to learn about, it's brothers and sisters in here. Like, I met DJs from Atlanta in a short day I was on there. Like, met plugs. Like, it's crazy.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it first here. So hopefully you know somebody that might want to invite you behind the clubhouse.
Well, Simon, you already know we got you in there. You know.
Look, I'm gonna behave if they let me in.
The process is a little slow because you don't get invites, but every so like often.
Okay.
So like I said, we gonna build ours because I'm focused on building the Grand Rapids room, the Gumroo rooms, because we can create our own room. And once our room is jumping, like if I scroll and I see a room with 60 people in it, if it's captioned right, I'm pretty much sure I'm gonna stick my head in there.
Okay.
So we need like the Kamal Williams. We need you. We need cats that's certified in what they doing to make our stuff look legit.
Gotcha.
So it can be legit. Like you go in these rooms, they A&R. You'll go because my YouTube and my Twitter is linked to it.
Okay.
So like they had this room where you can just play songs, right? You play your joint and they'll let you play like a verse and a hook. So then it's real A&Rs from real labels all over the country that's in this room, and you can click their profile and it'll show you everything they do.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
can hit their IG and instantly go right to their IG. It's a hyperlink to the IG.
Oh, bet that.
So
bet
you can
that.
see, like, and then they taught me, like, 2 days ago I was on there, and they was like, I played a song there. A couple of A&Rs was like, yo, that's that vibe from, I like that. Keep doing that. Because we ain't hearing that right now. But he said, if I had to give you any advice, he said, Lord, bro, clean up your IG. I said, what you mean by clean up my IG? He said, if it ain't nothing to do with your brand and your music, take it off there.
Yeah. I think when it comes to those kind of moves, that's going to be a good move. That Clubhouse as an idea and get behind, that's going to be a good move. When it comes to you discussing your IG, basically what he's telling you, and I came to this conclusion, that's why I came up with just a Shots Fired page on Facebook, is because all your business activities have to just be business activities.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were saying about the cleanup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what I did, so I doubled back. I named, because my IG was in my personal name or my whatever name I like to use.
Right.
But I had to use my artist name. So like when people look for me,
that's what they
I don't
get.
want them looking for, I'm this on this, but I'm this on that.
Right.
So I made them all the same, and I now understand. I'm learning more the value of branding.
Yep, because that's what that's the secondary part. I won't say new because branding has always been there, but that's the secondary
But the
part.
artist is just now learning the power of having, because before we waited for corporations or getting sponsors to brand us.
Well, you didn't know. You were branding yourself, but you didn't know how to.
But you were using those companies to brand you.
Yeah. You were taking a lot of it. It's kind of like the wrestler mentality, right? That what Vince McMahon will do to a person is you'll come and you might be Johnny Flair, right? And Vince will see you and be like, now you the Rocket guy. Yep. Now, the reason Vince did that to you is because Vince wants to own all branding to you. So you will look like you can still do the same thing you've been doing, but you're Johnny Rocket now for Vince McMahon because he now owns that look. Yep. Everything that's energy-wise about you, he owns that in copyright. And so that idea of branding is what record labels was doing to artists. That's why Prince had such a big beef, is because he didn't own his branding.
Yeah, that's why he changed to the symbol.
And yes, exactly. That's why he changed to that damn symbol. So now what we're learning as artists is being able to look back through history, and people like me and you are educating other people on parts of the game that they were getting educated on. They had to bump their head to find out. So now as an artist, bro, go copyright your name, go copyright your logo, get out here and make sure that
do your publishing, kid.
Do your publishing. Do everything you can to own everything you can.
If you got money to buy, I love sneakers. I love sneakers.
Right.
If you got $200 to spend on a pair of J's when they drop, bruh, ASCAP BMI, dude, $150, spend it.
It is nothing. I'm here to let you know it's nothing. If you own a business, I'm gonna follow that up with get your LLC. Make sure that everything is legal and set up, because once it starts flowing, there are businesses that are 100% set up and built to take your brand and monetize it, and you get nothing.
My homeboy Myrick told me, he said there's two people in the world. He said, I start a business. He said, most people start a business to run it. He said, I started and created a business to sell it. For like you saying, because some companies are around to buy that brand and
that's all they're gonna do. You can look out on a lot of brands that were successful, and right before they stopped being at the peak of their public interest, someone bought that brand.
Sean John Fabu.
Yeah. Rockaware. all of them gone.
But it's funny, even that, I don't want to talk too much, but even that, like, I was born in 80. I came of age in the 90s. 92, 93, all the way into probably early 2000s, like Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, like Kadeem Hardison. We had cats like that was fresh, around the way fresh. We had our own brand, School of Hard Knock, Fat Farm, Sean John. I mean, you could just keep on going. Like, it was urban gear, the black college gear.
Right.
Like, we always had our own. And it was funny that I've noticed they eliminate, like you said, they bought all those at their height or right before they hit their peak in sales, right?
Yeah.
Somebody come and buy them out, right? Make them an offer they can't refuse. And all of a sudden, we had this surge in the foreign high-end stuff.
Well, I think it was a super push in that. I think you're 100% right, but there was a super push in that. And the super push was this, that we had allowed too many rappers to braggadocious their way. And so because they braggadocious their way, that turned into, if you rapping about Fendi to Black America,
you got to have it.
Now they're going to try to get it. And those that are going to get it are the drug dealers and criminals before everybody else. And that is the devilish circle that we're found ourselves trapped in. So I always try to end my show. We've been running for an hour. definitely getting you back on. So I always end my show with what I like to call the bogus question. The bogus question has nothing to do with the artist, the business. I try to go to the other side of where we were just at.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you something that I like to ask rappers, because rappers make the funniest faces, especially the more gangster they are, because that just makes me giggle.
Well, you ain't got to worry about me because I ain't no gangster.
Good, that's good. That means that you ain't gonna make the funny face, but you might have a fucked up answer. So my question today is this: if you could choose to live in a universe that was based off comics, would you live in Marvel or DC? And what would you be? Villain, a hero?
I'm fucking with the Marvel gang.
Okay.
I'm always got to be a hero. I got to save the people.
Okay. Good answers. Good answers. I always answer the same question. So for your boy, I definitely would be in the Marvel universe.
Why Marvel over DC?
Now, for me, Marvel over DC is because I think that Marvel as a universe is a more interesting place. I think it's more interesting, and I think that character creation in Marvel universe makes it seem more real.
And it's more, I don't want to say original. More real.
It seems more real. I think because DC has imaginary cities and don't have like landmarks where you could actually say, oh, I could go there. That it's
like
not.
We know Gotham is New York.
Yeah, we know it's New York, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? But
like Metropolis, like all these metropolitan, like Metropolis is a metropolitan.
Right.
Metropolis could be anywhere.
Anywhere. And so it's like with Marvel, they let you know, oh, this New York. Oh, this is here. This is there. Oh, we in Las Vegas, and they just through the strip. You know what I mean? So it seems more real, and I feel like that would be a much more fun universe to be in as a superhero. And yes, I would be a superhero, even though part of me is a dirtbag. I'll probably be an anti-hero more than superhero, but
I'll be Hancock.
Yeah.
I'll be a hero to my people.
Yeah, I'm a dirtbag. So
I wouldn't say you're a dirtbag. I just think, from the history, we understand history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we understand the plight of our people. So it's only right that you give a little back. I mean,
just a little bit, just a smidgen.
What Spider-Man uncle tell him when he first turned into Spider-Man, when he get killed, it's like, well, great power comes what?
Great
responsibility. So it would be my responsibility to give him back a little bit.
A little bit. Even if it just is the point of I would behave similar to Luke Cage, Black Panther.
Yeah, mine would be exactly like T'Challa.
Guys who are in the Marvel universe who happen to be African American, who I will step up and save the universe and save the day, but have no problem. Yeah, John Stewart, those kind of guys, and then have the ability to turn around to Captain America or somebody and say some real dirtbag shit to him that be the truth.
Some Gunroo shit.
Yeah, that's what it be some real Gunroo shit to him, and it be the truth. So with that being said, I appreciate you. Coming on my show. Now look here.
Gratitude,
ALFIE
bro.
DaGreat, the album is out.
Vintage Premiere. Look, Vintage Premiere is available on all streaming platforms. Anywhere you want to go. YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes. If your cousin made an Apple Music on, I'm probably on there.
There you go. And so that means that the album already in your phone, he just 2 clicks away, basically. So you can go listen to it. Then you come back, holla at me, tell me how awesome it was that I hooked you up to somebody that you didn't know about, because he don't know that we got people in Spain rocking with us.
And that's exactly what I need. I'm trying to be international. You can also catch me on Facebook, ALFIE DaGreat. I'm on Facebook, it's ALFIE DaGreat. Instagram is ALFIE DaGreat. My Twitter is bars, rhymes, and schemes, the BRS. Be on the lookout for that Black Rose Society merch. It's coming soon. Yeah, we cooking.
You hear that? A boy cooking. We talking about with that lard, not that grease. Anyway, this has been Shots Fired. Your boy Simon Phoenix. Shout out to ALFIE DaGreat. Appreciate you coming through.
We're united. We here.
Holla at your boy. I'm gone.